Welcome to my next lecture on volumetric or gaseous analysis. In this, gaseous reactions are carried out in a special type of tube called as volumeter tube. The tube name. And the tube is graduated in millimeters for the volume measured in volume measurements, and the reacting gases are taken in a iodometer tube or exploded by sparks and produced by passing electricity through the platinum terminals provided in the tube. And the volume of the products of gaseous explosion are determined by absorbing taken as suitable reagents. So what are the suitable reagents for particular gases? Carbon dioxide and sulfur dioxide said to absorb in KOH solution, and whereas oxygen is said to be absorbed in solution of alkaline pyrogalol, and carbon monoxide, oxygen is this one, carbon monoxide, if it is there, if it is coming in the absorption explosion, CO is said to be absorbed in a solution of ammonical cuprous chloride. So these are the suitable reagents. So CO2 and SO2 are said to be absorbed in potassium hydroxide solution. Okay, these are the reagents we will use, and this phenomena is called as iodometry, and mainly iodometry is based on Avogadro's law, and the two gases in the Avogadro's law is said to be equal number of molecules have equal number of moles. So that will follow Avogadro's law, and finally we will solve this problems by balancing gases reactions. Not required, but is solved by the principle of atom conservation methods. Okay, see this problem on this volumetric analysis. What volume of oxygen will be required for the complete combustion of 18.2 liters of propane at NTP? You know what is propane? Propane is C3H8. It is subjected to combustion, gives carbon dioxide and water. Almost any of the hydrocarbon upon combustion usually gives carbon dioxide and water. So in this reaction we have propane is there. That propane, according to POAC, that means principle of atomic conservation method, 3 into moles of propane, that is C3H8, is said to be equals to 1 into moles of CO2. That means in terms of applying this one for hydrogen, that means this is for hydrogen case. For hydrogen case, this principle will become 8 into moles of propane, that will be equals to 2 into moles of hydrogen, moles of water. Water is the water. This we are doing according to POAC method, that is principle of atomic conservation method. So using these two, this is for hydrogen we are doing. Similarly, if it is for oxygen, if you do, then it will be 2 into moles of O2 will become equals to, oxygen is present in both CO2 and water. So 2 into moles of CO2 plus 1 into moles of water. From the above two informations we have these two informations 3 into moles of C3H8 is 1 into moles of CO2. So if you substitute this one in the third equation, then what will happen? 2 into moles of CO2. Moles of CO2 is 3. So this will become 3 into moles of C3H8 plus 1 into moles of water is how much? Moles of water is nothing but 4 here. That means if this comes this side, it will be 4 into moles of 4 into moles of C3H8. C3H8. So finally, what we can draw from this one, this is almost a total. This total is 2 3s are 6. This 6 plus 4 is 10. 10 into moles of C3H8. So here we have 2 into moles of O2 is there. Now it will become 1 into moles of, that means moles of O2 will become equals to 5 moles of C3H8. C3H8 is nothing but propane. So according to Avogadro principle, number of moles can also be considered as volumes here. That means 18.2 letters given in this one is considered as volume. Then we can easily call it as what is the volume of O2, that is equals to 5 into volumes of propane given as 18.2. 5 into 18.2 will become 91 liters. So 91 liters is the answer for this problem. Okay, so this is the answer for this problem. See this question. 20 ml of carbon monoxide was mixed with 50 ml of oxygen and the mixture was exploded. On cooling, the resulting mixture was shaken with KOH. Find the volume of the gas that is left. So we have carbon monoxide with oxygen. Carbon dioxide is generated. Okay. Given oxygen is 50 ml volume. From the POAC method, principle of atomic conservation method, we know that moles of CO is equals to moles of CO2. Here number of moles of CO, number of moles of CO2 are equal. That means moles of CO is equals to moles of CO2. If it is applied for this equation, then we can write moles of CO plus 2 into, with respect to oxygen, moles of O2 is equals to 2 into moles of CO2. So 1 into moles of CO plus 2 into moles of O2 is equals to 2 into moles of CO2. As you already know that moles of CO is equals to moles of CO2, then from these expressions we can write moles of CO. What is moles of CO? Moles of CO is equals to 2 into moles of O2. As we substitute the value in this one, then we will get from the first two expressions, moles of CO will become equals to 2 into moles of CO2. Okay, then what will happen from this expression is volumes. Moles are nothing but considered as volumes. Therefore, volume of O2 is equals to volume of CO divided by 2. Already given volume is 20 ml. 20 by 2 is 10 ml, which is reacted. So unreacted oxygen is 50 minus 1040 ml. Therefore, unreacted O2 is equals to 50 ml minus 10 ml, that is 40 ml. So, answer for this question is 40 ml. See this problem. 10 ml of gaseous hydrocarbon was burnt completely in 18 ml of oxygen at NTP. The remaining gas occupied 70 ml at NTP. This volume became 50 ml on treatment with potassium hydroxide solution. Then what is the formula of the hydrocarbon? Let us see the general formula of the hydrocarbon, assuming as CXHY. If it is burnt in oxygen, we know that it will produces carbon dioxide and water. In this reaction, initially they have taken actually the 10 ml of this hydrocarbon treated with 80 ml of oxygen. That has become 70 ml in the after the treatment. So it means 10 ml of oxygen is reacted. After that, this is said to be again treated with KOH. Some of the oxygen became carbon dioxide, that has become 50 ml. Means after treating with this one, how much of the oxygen is consumed? Reacted 20 ml. So first there is 10 ml. Next there is 20 ml. So how much reacted? This is 10 ml and 20 ml. A total. Therefore, what is the total volume of oxygen which is reacted? Total volume of oxygen reacted in the reaction is how much? 10 plus 20. 10 plus 20 is 30 ml. Okay, this is the meaning of it. That means we can easily understand that how many ml of oxygen subjected to reaction in this combustion process. Means this has become 30 ml. So we have taken 10 ml of hydrocarbon that has been completely consumed by 30 ml of oxygen, and whereas CO2, from the equation we can tell this will be definitely 20 ml CO2 obtained in the second stage of the reaction. Similarly, it goes to water also. As per the law of conservation of mass, this water value will become 20 ml. What is the meaning of this one is this is 10 moles as per the Avogadro law. This is 30 moles O2 and this is 20 moles of CO2. CO2 is how much? 20 moles. And water is 20 moles. Water is 20 moles. This is 20 moles. So if you again make it simple, then it will be hydrocarbon is 1 mole, oxygen is 3 moles, and CO2 is 2 moles, water is 2 moles. Now you start applying the principle of atomic conservation. We get X into moles of hydrocarbon, that is CXHY is equals to 1 into moles of CO2. As we have moles of hydrocarbon is 1, so X into 1 is equals to 1 into moles of CO2 is 2. Therefore, what is X value? X value is 2. So we got X value now in the hydrocarbon is 2. In the same fashion, if we apply this one for hydrogens, then we can also get Y into moles of hydrocarbon. Moles of hydrocarbon, that is CxHy, is equals to 2 into moles of water. 2 into moles of water. As water number of moles is 2 in the equation we have, this is 2, and moles of hydrocarbon is 1. So Y into 1 is equals to 2 into 2. So Y is equals to how much? 4. So Y value we got is 4. Therefore, the hydrocarbon CxHy is nothing but C2H4. This is the hydrocarbon and the problem. This problem. What volume of air will be required to oxidize 210 ml of sulfur dioxide to sulfur trioxide if air contains 21% of oxygen? For this, we have a chemical equation, that is sulfur dioxide oxidation reaction to sulfur trioxide. So in this reaction indicates that if there is a 2 ml of sulfur dioxide is there, that requires 1 ml of oxygen for this conversion. It means if this is the statement, if that is according to the problem, it is 2 ml of sulfur dioxide is there, that requires how many ml of oxygen? That is equals to 210 by 2. 210 by 2 is 105 ml. Let X is the volume of air then that contains 21% of oxygen they are telling. That means X into 21% means 21 by 100. That will become equals to this volume of oxygen. So that is oxygen volume. So after simplification, that means this 21 is equals to 100 into 105 by X in 21 by 100 will become X is equals to 100 into 105 by 21. So 21 into 5 is 105. So 100 into 5, that is equals to 500 ml is the volume of air which is required to oxidize sulfur dioxide of 200 ml into 210 ml into sulfur trioxide. So volume of air required is 500 ml is the answer for this problem. Let us see this question. 1 liter of a sample of ozonized oxygen. 1 liter of a sample of ozonized oxygen weighs 1.5 grams at 0 degrees Celsius and 1 atm pressure. 100 ml of the sample reduced to 90 ml when treated with the turpentine under the same conditions. Then find the molecular weight of ozone. So they have given one sample. What is that sample? That sample is called as ozonized oxygen. So it contains ozone and oxygen. Actually this sample they have given 1 liter. 1 liter. And this sample mass they have given as 1 liter of the sample mass is given as 1.5 grams. But as per the conditions, the given condition 0 degrees and 1 atmosphere pressure, we call this is STP standard condition. In this condition, 22.4 liters will be weighing how much? If you calculate the sample mass, this will be the molecular weight of this sample we can say. So what is X? X is equals to 1.5 into 22.4. It will come 33.6 grams. 33.6 grams will come for this. So what is this 33.6 grams? This is the total molecular weight of the sample. Sample means in that sample we have ozone is there, oxygen and ozone both are there in this. We know oxygen molar mass, that is 32. But we have to find the molar mass of ozone in this question. Before that, they are given one more statement. 100 ml of the sample if it is taken. The sample how much they have taken is, they have taken 100 ml and this has reduced it to 90 ml when it is treated with the turpentine oil. So turpentine oil, if it is taken along with this one, there is a depression of 10 ml happened. That is the 90 ml plus what is got separated here, 10 ml is got separated. That 10 ml we can definitely say it is ozone, and this 90 ml will be O2 when we treat this one with turpentine oil. So it indicates that in the concept of this Avogadro's law, oxygen is said to be having the mole percentage 90, mole percentage of ozone is 10. As you know, from the oxygen's molecular weight, that is 32, and molecular weight of ozone we don't know, that is assume is X. It indicates that molecular weight of the sample 333.6 definitely will be equals to mole percentage of the elements into their corresponding molecular weights by 100. That means what is the mole percentage of oxygen, that is 90 into its molecular weight 32 plus mole percentage of ozone is 10 and its molecular weight we are assuming as X divided by 100. So if you do cross multiplication, 90 into 30 will become 2880. So it is became 2880 plus 10x is equals to 3360. After solving this one, we got x value is 48. Thank you. Thank you very much for this session. All of you being with me. You need to refer several examples in the reference books also related to these models. Okay. I will come shortly with my next lecture. Thank you.